Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this Zoom. So, I am proud to have Dr. Frank Shea with us, who is going to talk about the marketing strategies of the Shen Yun Ballet. So, I'll allow you to share your screen and talk a little bit about yourself and then start your presentation.
Okay, very good, great. Thank you very much, Dr. Williams, for the invitation. It's my honor and to be here. And so let me see if I can, let me share my screen here, my slides. Uh, can I see that now, or what do you see?
Yes.
Okay, if I make it full screen, can you still see it?
I'm waiting for it to be full screen. You can do the slideshow and I'll let you know.
Okay, it is now. Let's see. What do you see? Do you see
Um,
I'm
I'm still seeing the PowerPoint presentation like in its not in presenter view. So if you scroll to the top where it says slideshow,
let's see.
all
I
the way at the,
I am using the slideshow now.
okay.
Let's see why. So you don't see this in the slideshow mode?
No. So try
Mm,
clicking the top where it says slideshow
mm,
right there.
okay.
Um, hmm.
Mm. If I escape this slideshow, if I go this, let's see. Okay, let's see. Okay, escape the slideshow. You don't see it. It's, I'm seeing I'm showing that on my screen. It is showing slideshow now. I guess.
On my screen, we don't see the slideshow, but if you do on Zoom, so stop
Uh,
sharing your screen, and then when you do share screen again,
okay.
what you'll click on is just the presentation itself. So you click on the PowerPoint,
Uh-huh.
and then you click on share, and then you should be able to do it, I believe.
Sorry about that. Let me see.
No worries.
I'm showing. Are you still not seeing the slideshow?
No, so you have to reshare your screen.
Okay. Let me stop sharing. What do I now?
Okay, I'm waiting. Oh, there we go.
Do you see the, okay. See the
Yes.
slideshow
So
mode
right
now?
now, what I can see is, um, hmm,
What do you
there's the,
see?
so I see your slideshow in full
Okay.
screen, but except I see it where I could see your notes. There's a way to do it without
That's
showing.
not a note. I think that's just a recording,
Okay.
transcribing of my word.
Oh, okay. I
When you
see.
talk and I talk, it
Mhm.
automatically transcribed.
So
I
is there a
can,
way to get it to be like a full screen view?
let me see. How about now?
Okay, that's better.
Yeah. Just full screen and slideshow, right?
This will do.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Okay. So shall we start now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, again, thank you, Dr. William, for the invitation. And it's my pleasure to be here. All right. This is what I'm going to do. I'll tell you a little bit about Shen Yun, its characteristic, and also then I'll talk about the arts marketing briefly, the bottleneck we're facing, the industry is facing, and then we focus on Shen Yun marketing activities. By the way, I am a marketing professor, and that's why I actually published an article on Shen Yun marketing, that's 2 years ago, right? So we talk about that. And then I'll share with you the information about the Shen Yun coming to Columbia, South Carolina, and open to question and answer. Yeah. All right. Okay. Okay. By now you probably have seen or heard about Shen Yun, more or less. Probably have seen some advertising somewhere or promotional activities. Actually, one of a friend of mine, Miss Linda Kong, who is the one who went to Dr. Williams' class or the office and met. That's how I I got introduced to you. Right? Shen Yun is what you can see from the show slide here. It's a classic Chinese dance. It's not modern Chinese dance. It's not exactly ballet, but classic Chinese dance. And in ancient history, it used to be performed for the emperors and empress for the royal court. But this group of artists, led by Master Li, introduced this. You can say it's kind of like a formerly secret art form to the public. Made this revive this ancient tradition. So that's what Shen Yun is about. Shen means divine, and Yun means the artistry or the bearing of divine beings dancing. So the Shen Yun simply means, divine being dancing for you, something like that, right? And you can see this is from one of the picture from the show before. And I haven't seen the show since its very beginning, 2006. Every year I've been seeing that show. I'm amazed every year because they have new program every year, right? You can see the show depicting Chinese ancient beliefs and the royal court and traditional classic dancing. Yeah. Also, particular to Shen Yun performing arts is Shen Yun music, and they have a Shen Yun music. For every show there is a live orchestra accompanying. And in the Shen Yun music team or the orchestra, they have Eastern and Western instruments. Western Philharmonic orchestras plays the foundation, and the traditional Chinese instruments lead the melodies. It's kind of like the sounds of the East and West combined in harmony. On left, upper left is Chinese instrument called the erhu. Yeah, the two-string instrument. Some people call it the Chinese violin, right? And the lower left picture shows the pipa. It's another plucking instruments. Okay. So live orchestra with Eastern and Western music instrument playing together is another characteristic. A third one, when you do get to see Shen Yun, you'll be amazed about the backdrop. The backdrop is animated and it has a 3D effect and it's interactive, right? And it's really revolutionizing the performing arts. Shen Yun actually has a patent on that, so you'll see that, right? And many people are amazed by the elegance and the interactivity and the technology part of this performance. Right? And Shen Yun, of course, 2026, now Shen Yun is in their 2026 season of touring the world. And they have performed in Atlanta already. I was there, and that was in late January and early February. They also performed in Savannah and just performed in Augusta a few days ago, last week, and coming to Columbus in March, and to Columbia, South Carolina. Uh, I think I have the date, all right, it's coming up. Okay. Basically, you can say that Shen Yun is really revitalizing 5,000 years of Chinese civilization. It is called the China before communism. It's not the contemporary communist China where atheists, and socialism or communism indoctrination is taking place. It's actually about the ancient China, ancient civilization. Has a brilliant artistic revival of this celebrated Chinese culture, rich culture. Okay. And this is, I just got some pictures for you to see. This is from ancient Chinese painting, and a lot of inspirations of Shen Yun derived from those ancient artistic history of China, ancient China. And this is the picture of Dragon Spring. Dragon Spring is the headquarters of Shen Yun Performing Arts. They have it's in the upstate New York, and where there is a academy, Feitian Academy, and Feitian University, and students over there are trained in traditional classic Chinese dance and music and etc. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the music industry. And I know that Dr. Williams is an expert on music industry, and in this is what the National Endowment for the Arts (NEA) has found. In the past 60 years, they have seen their appropriations up and down over the decades to the NEA. In the early 1990s, funding for the arts reached its all-time high of about $180 million. Yeah. And from about $10 million 20 years prior to that in the 1970s. And then there's a sharp decline in funding in the mid-1990s, reaching a low of about 100 million. And in the last 20 years or so, funding has gone up again and reached about 160 million. And today, it's still a little bit below the all-time high of the 1990s. That's the music industry overall. There's another funding by Rand Corporation, a study by Pew Charitable Trust on performing arts in the new era. This was done in 2001. They found that between 1982 and 1997, nonprofit performing arts organizations are proliferating. A lot of them, emerging, but their average revenue have declined. So they're not really making that much money. And the average size of nonprofit performing group is getting smaller as well. They're getting smaller. Okay? And also federal government spending on arts is shifting to the state and local levels, while philanthropic giving to the arts has been increasing. So a lot of artistic groups artist organizations rely on basically philanthropy givings to sustain their existence. Right? So performing arts organizations or PAOs are getting smaller in size and becoming less capable of generating enough revenue on their own to support and sustain their artistic mission and activities. So that's unfortunate, yeah, but that's the fact, founded by Pew Charitable Trust and the Rand Corporation report. Okay. And then under this background, Shen Yun emerged. Shen Yun first started in 2006, right? Starting in 6 and continue today. This year is the 20th anniversary. Right? It's a new performing arts group based in New York, right? And it achieved tremendous success through its own unique marketing and promotional strategies that based on new model of operations. attracting over 1 million audience a year with these 8 companies. They started from one company in 2006 to 8 companies performing the same time worldwide in 2026, right? 8 companies. But they perform the same repertoire in the same program and all over the place. I think they currently there are a couple of them companies performing in Europe, and some are a few in Asia, and some are in North America, in America and Canada. Okay? So basically, it's a show that the world loves, but Beijing fears. Why is Beijing, the Chinese government, afraid of the show? Right? It's kind of like odd. Why would the Shen Yun cannot perform in China today? Interesting. It's actually derived from, it's based on ancient Chinese culture, but they cannot perform in China. Why? There's reason because there are several reasons, and one of them is the Chinese government, is a communist government. There are atheists, and they don't allow any people or organization to showcase anything related to faith, religion, or belief in God or higher level beings. And Shen Yun, as we said, they are actually performing and with the inspiration from heaven or from divine beings, and they depict people's belief, the spiritual belief, as well as ancient artistry, and that's not allowed, not permitted in China. But anyway, but we're glad we are outside of China and we're in free world, and we can see the show, enjoy the show and easily. Okay? Now they perform 20 countries, over 20 countries every year, and 200 cities. And overall, now over 10 million people have been delighted by seeing that. It is truly a global phenomenon. It's a revival of ancient culture, and it's amazing. It sets a precedence for performing arts, and that's why I volunteer for them, and also I paid attention to their marketing. I found, wow, this is amazing. When the overall the industry is in decline, and this group is doing so well. So what did they do? So as a marketing professor, I looked into it. I did some study research, and then we published an article on that. Okay. What I found is, I don't know, Dr. Williams, I don't know in your class or in your business marketing class, I don't know if you have covers IMC, Integrated Marketing Communications or not.
We will be. We just haven't gotten there yet.
Okay. I'll give you a little bit clue here, and in Dr. Williams' class, you talk more about this. In marketing, we talk about the integrated marketing communications. That's what the good marketing companies are doing, right? It's integrated because it combines and integrates advertising, sales promotion, events and experiences, public relations, publicity, direct marketing, interactive marketing, word of mouth marketing, professional selling, and they're all together. That's what we call the integrated marketing communications. Right? Basically, these are all the tools a company, an organization, an entity can do to promote your products, be it a tangible product, goods, or a service, or even an idea. Right? These are all the tools we can have now. And the Shen Yun is using every one of them. You probably saw Shen Yun advertisement somewhere. Online advertisement, TV advertisement, billboards, you see that. They have sales promotions. I'll talk a little more about that, right? They attend events and sponsorships, events to have a booth there. Local volunteers have a booth there to tell people about the show. And they use PRs. PRs get media coverage, right? They do some with direct marketing. You can buy ticket directly from Shen Yun website, right, from them, right? And interactive marketing, using internet, YouTube, social media, that word of mouth marketing. They use that very well to, as well. Basically, among all the integrated marketing communication tools, word of mouth is the actually the most credible. Think about that. And it's the least expensive. You don't because you cannot control. You don't pay people to spread good words about you, right? The word of mouth is from you hear that from your friends, families. People have nothing to do with the Shen Yun, or they just saw the show. They tell you, "Oh, this is a great show. You got to see it." That's good word of mouth, right? Buzz, good buzz, right? And it's not controlled by the organization or company, but it's most credible because you hear that firsthand from your friends, families. And Shen Yun is utilizing that as well. And a lot of people are telling other people after seeing the show about the greatness of the performance. They have some personal selling, professional selling activities too, like some marketers going to organizations, groups to sell group tickets. Right? You see, they use everything, right? Use all the tools. Yeah. Probably you might have studied this already. In marketing, we talk about marketing mix variables. Marketing mix, that's 4 Ps, right? What are the 4 Ps? It's a product, place, promotion, and price. And price, Shen tickets are kind of like not too cheap, but you get every penny's worth of it. It's really, yeah. And the promotion, that's what we focus on here. And the channel distribution for arts, performing arts like this, is mostly direct channel. And the product, of course, the show, right? Is the show. And Shen also did well on brand extensions, branding, part of branding, creating this brand equity of Shen Yun and also brand extensions. Shen Yun has this Shen Yun Creations, right? Offering some artistic related products. There's also Shen Yun 作品 that you can get DVDs and other things related to that. They have T-shirts and other shirts, collar shirts, others clothing, under the name Shen Yun Dancer, also called artist fashion. That's a good one, right? There are Shen Yun shops online where you can buy. Yeah. As to their promotion strategies or promotion activities, and let me just focus on a few examples that I observed and studied, right? They use street promotions extensively, and they have volunteers, people like me, we're interested in helping. When I saw this, I'm a marketing professor, I'm a business professor. I teach in business school full time, but on my spare time during the weekend, I would love to volunteer for them. Right? There are many volunteers in nationwide, worldwide actually, and many of them are Falun Gong practitioners, Falun Dafa practitioners. I don't know you heard about that. It's Falun Dafa or Falun Gong is an ancient meditation and cultivation practice based on the principles of truthfulness, compassion, and tolerance. So we believe in truthfulness, compassion, and tolerance, and we do the meditation exercise every day, right? And a lot of performers in Shen Yun are also practitioners. Oh, that's actually another reason the Chinese government bans Shen Yun from performing in China because they're persecuting Falun Gong, the Falun Dafa, the spiritual movement. Right? Okay, so they are for volunteers, in different cities, like in Atlanta. They will go door to door, we call it canvassing, right? They do quietly distribute some flyers, pamphlets to the neighborhood. Okay? They do that, and they put up posters. We got a placard or showbill, right? They go to the stores, all those shopping centers and stores, strip malls, and go talk to the store owner and tell them, hey, and I have a poster here about Shen Yun. Can I put that on your window? many will allow them to do that. So you see, if you drive around in cities, you see a lot of Shen Yun posters up there. Okay? They did it very well. Yeah, it's a very, very powerful tool to people says reporters saying that they have seen Shen Yun marketing or Shen Yun posters everywhere. Yeah, this is probably true. So the grassroots promotion, right? They have a billboard, a mobile billboard. They have a digital truck with digital screen, large screen, TV screen on the on the back of the truck. It's a screen, TV screen, big TV screen there. They're performing, right? This is an example of their promotions in the shopping mall. Actually, the lady there on the right is my wife, and she was volunteering as well. You can see she was talking to people in the shopping mall about telling them about the show. Yeah, use the booth, booth there in the shopping mall, especially during the November, December, Christmas shopping seasons, and that's what they do. Okay? I train a lot of them, a lot of the people who are volunteering for Shen promotions, right? When I train them, I give them professional selling training, professional selling, and I taught them the professional selling skills, the basic skills, how to open, how to open. When you go visit a company, it's not just about promoting Shen Yun. Anytime you want as a professional salesperson, you go visit a company, a business, you want to introduce something, a show, a product, or a service, how do you open it? Right? How do you break the ice? Right? And that's the that's the first skill they have to have. Okay? And then once you broke ice, start talking, start engaging, you need a probing. Probing is to find out the customer's needs and wants, right? And then you want to tell them, of course, we all have needs and wants, right? We aspire for like beautiful things. We love good arts. We love something that's uplifting to you. So we are human beings, and we don't just enjoy food and housing and lodging, those kind of basic necessities. We also want arts, performing arts especially. Okay? So you probe, you find out their needs, and then you supporting. You tell them how and why Shen Yun or whatever product you're selling, can, fulfill their needs and wants. Okay? And in closing, you have a closed deal. In professional selling, you show your arguments, you support your arguments, you handle objections, and you have to close. Closing meaning get sales orders. Yeah. And also you have to respond to their concerns, handle their rejections. That's the professional selling process. So I taught them that, and they're actually using that in their promotional activities. Also, I suggest to them for active listening. That's also part of the training in professional setting. Sometimes you need to listen, right? You listen to customers' needs, and you need to practice active listening. That is, sometimes you may have to repeat information to clarify, right? You restate or rephrase information, right? Sometimes you have to clarify information. We see a lot of bad things happening in our world today is because of a lack of communication, clear communication between people. Sometimes we don't even understand. Sometimes I see two people arguing. They don't even understand each other's point of view or where they stand or what is communicated. There's a lack of good understanding of each other. So we need a lot of clarification. The same thing with when you have arts marketing or arts promotions. Sometimes you need to summarize the conversation, right? Summarize conversation. You also need to tolerate silences. Yeah. If someone you're selling to is silent, maybe the person is thinking about some details or logistics about the purchase. You need to tolerate the silence, right? Concentrate on what is being communicated. That's about, I also taught them things about the distance zones for interactions, intimate zone, personal zone, social zone, and public zone when dealing with interacting with the people. Okay? That's part of the professional selling training. And I also teach them yeah, a good advanced salesperson, level salesperson, also engage in identifying the social style of the person you're talking to. Yeah. We all have different, we all belong to different social styles. Yeah. Some people are more analytical. Yeah. Some are more like a driver-like. And some are amiable. Some are expressive, right? And for different people, they have different level of assertiveness and also different level of responsiveness. That's why there's so four different type of people. So you need to find a way to best communicate with different kind of people. Right? I also talk to them about how to dress for success in professional selling, professional business selling activities. The things a man should be wearing, yeah, what you should be wearing, and I think this is traditional professional attire for salespeople. Okay? And what the women should be wearing. That's for successful female salesperson. Right? Also, there are factors, affecting sales. We call it sometimes there is a sales call reluctance. People when you engage in selling artist product, performing arts, like a performing arts or anything. Sometimes the salesperson himself or herself may be hindered. Their selling effort may be hindered by their own concerns or their own shortcomings or things, right? We call this sales cause reluctance. Sometimes we have this social or self-image threat to ourselves that affects you, how you can effectively market it or promote your product. There is intrusion sensitivity. Sometimes we feel that, hey, we are actually, interfering with other people or intruding into their private life. Right? You heard about this analysis paralysis. People have this reluctance to make quick decisions. They just analyze, without making the final decision. Right? Also, some people are afraid of talking to a group of people. Yeah, I guess you can't be a teacher if you have that group fright, right? So you cannot perform, if you have group fright. Yeah, all the performers, you cannot have that. And also social class or celebrity intimidation, because when you're selling to someone of higher social class or a celebrity, you may have that intimidation. Yeah, that's a problem. Role ambivalence, as a salesperson, most time we are consumers, right? We are consumers. We buy things from others. We buy things from stores, from online places, from other salespersons. Now, if you now switch role, you become the person who is selling to others. Then there's a role ambivalence that may affect your effective promotional activities. And sometimes we have exploitation guilt. Now, exploitation guilt, because you're selling something, you're promoting something, you're asking them to either buy it or purchase, spend money on that. You may feel like exploiting somebody. Yeah. But keep in mind that you're actually promoting something good of value, right? They are actually getting something of huge value. Okay. So this just to give you an idea what kind of training I give to a lot of volunteers before they go out and promote the show. Okay. And then, as I said, I observed a lot of the success stories of Shen Yun performing arts, mostly in Atlanta, in Southeast areas, and know a lot of people, a lot of volunteers, groups that are performing, doing the promotions. I studied that. And actually, Dr. Joe of Commonwealth University of Pennsylvania and we actually had this article published at the International Journal of Management, Marketing, and Decision Science. That's in 2022, almost 4 years ago, about Shen Yun promotion, right? And arts marketing. I thought arts marketing, the realm of the divine. Okay. Here are some things, results we found, from our study. Dr. Joe mainly did a lot of the data collections. We collect data from public sources, streaming websites, and also promoting promotional activities, and did a lot of analysis. This one shows that Shen Yun is quite successful. This is the regression done. Regression done. If you look at the bottom here, the F value here for GDP per capita and population. GDP per capita is F. The probability is, let's see, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's actually here, 0.02. That's zero point zero 0.02, so less than 0.05. 0.05, meaning is that 95% confidence level. Yeah, it's showing that the Shen Yun's success, they're quite successful in getting, going to the mainstream America, with per capita GDP, higher. Yeah. Or in other words, the higher the per capita GDP, whatever their cities, regions, states, they're more likely they're successful. So that means the Shen Yun's marketing activities are very effective. They're actually reaching the mainstream affluent Americans or citizens of other countries. So another also factor is the population. You can see the population is significant. Okay, significant is beyond to the e to the minus 7, e to the 7. So it's very significant, meaning they are successfully penetrating a large population group or regions of the country. Yeah. So wherever there is a huge population and they're successful in getting that, in performing that area. This is what our data, the statistical data analysis shows. Yeah. We also studied by the regions, using Google Analytics to work on the data, showing that the different regions of the country, cities, states, and this one showing the interest generated by Shen Yun promotions in different parts of the country. You can see the dark blue ones. This in California, Texas. Here we are in South Carolina, Georgia, Florida area here, and Northeast New England area, and Midwest, Chicago, surrounding places. You can see that the Shen Yun is quite successful in penetrating those large, major population hubs in the regions of the country. Yeah. So it shows a number of sub-regions in California, Arizona, Hawaii, Maryland, and Washington. Okay. And this one shows the interest by the people's interest in Google search, or because their response to Shen Yun marketing activities in different parts of the country, cities large and small, right? And these, you can see the blue dots are the major population centers, culture centers, business commerce centers, and etc. Right? They're quite successful in penetrating those markets. And then this one shows the interest over time. You can see here, in Google search, you can see that before 2004, 2005, 6, there's virtually none, right? Nobody knows about Shen Yun. Nobody heard about Shen Yun. When Shen Yun started, and then the popularity or the interest generated or is growing. But you see this cyclical thing, right? Up and downs, up and downs. Okay? Each up and downs corresponds to the Shen Yun season. When they started the Shen Yun performing art, their season starts somewhere around December. December, January, they start, and then they will tour different parts of the country, different part of the world until sometime in May, I would say, but 6 months. 6 months of the year, they are touring the world. Yeah. The other 6 months, I guess they go home and start practicing or developing new program and doing that. So spend the half of the year traveling all over the world. And that the promotion activity corresponds to, the increase in interest corresponding to the new season starting every year. Okay. That's from, so you can see is the interest over time is increasing tremendously in the past 15, 20 years. This data was collected in 2017, right? After 17, 18, yeah. This one also shows interest over time. Okay? You can see that, right? And this chart shows uh, the ways they promote the show, the different channels they get tickets sold. And basically, if you look at that, the first one, the highest one, right? This is this is generated in 2019. Okay. The data is from up to 2019, of course. And of course, remember the article was published in 2022. So, and look at all the different ways for Shen Yun to get known or get promoted, get marketed to people, audience, right? This is from Atlanta area, Metro Atlanta area. You can see these are the different, they collect the data on purchasing ticket sales. They ask people, how did you learn about show? Where did you get the information? How did you know about this, right? The channels, they got the information about the show, so that's why they buy the ticket. And the reasons or channels reported, the highest one is Shen Yun mailer. They have the direct mail, right? And I've seen in Atlanta last year, I think they were mailing out like 500,000 mailers. How do you do that? You go to USP Postal Services. They can identify the areas or the regions or the zip codes where there are people over or household with a certain income level. You know, you want to talk to this is an expensive show, right? You want to talk to people in middle class or higher middle class, or affluent areas, right? You can find that area by the zip codes, right? And you send them direct mail, right? Direct mail is most successful one. And then see the second one is family and friends. Remember I talked about the word of mouth, marketing, that's very effective. That's second best way to generate interest and to get sales, family and friends. And then also Facebook. Facebook, that's the social media. It's a very effective way to get tickets sold. And the next one is road billboard. You see the billboard, by the roadside. Okay? And there's a YouTube video. I think this number, YouTube video or the social media video, I don't know, I think it's on the rise. This is of course, from years ago. But in the last couple of years, I think there's even higher surge in the effectiveness of online or YouTube or podcast. So nowadays, like as everyone knows, we're all on iPhone or on your phone or on your iPad, or all spend time on screen, right? Screen time on social media videos. Yeah. So that's more significant now, right? This is from WSB, that's ABC Channel 12, and there's a TV, they can remember online search. Yeah, they find Shen from online search, right? That's a good one. And there's WAGA Fox 5 Atlanta, okay? And then the four-fold flyer. This one, four-fold flyer. This is the one I was talking about, door-to-door promotions. They have volunteers, handing flyers and or pamphlets on doors. Yeah, that's for flyers about. Okay? That's fox5atlanta.com. AJC is Atlanta Journal and Constitution, the local newspaper, the last newspaper that they have using that. Then NBC 11, okay. Email communication. Email communication is generating sales leads also. And online banner ad. Yeah, online banner ad. Other web ad. Instagram. People saw that from Instagram, social media Instagram. And store posters. Remember the store posters that I'm talking about? Yeah, they get store posters. Other events, etc. Yeah. But this is I'm saying what I'm saying. This is from years ago. I think the percentage or the focus or the effectiveness of online advertisement, social media, YouTube channels, to Instagram are on the rise. They become more and more significant. Yeah. So that's the unique characteristic of Shen Yun. It's a combination of multiple channels, multiple tools, virtually everything. Remember that I show you the integrated marketing communication tools, the whole thing. They're utilizing everything effectively. So, and that's why they're so successful, right? Okay, it's coming to Columbia, right? March 10th to 11th, about 2 weeks from today at the Kroger Center. My friend, Linda forwarded me the ticket information, 7:30 p.m. on the March 10th and 11th. I think there is here. There's a code here you can use. So DM26. So if you use that, you can no ticketing fees. So that's a good thing to have, right? Okay, that's all I have. Here are the signatures of a lot of Shen Yun artists. When they visit one of the cities in the Northeast, in the Southeast. So yeah, and I can entertain some any questions you may have.
Thank you so much. Does anyone have questions? You can just unmute yourself.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, thank you for presenting to us. My question is, I know you all talked about like essentially catering to China before communism and not being able to really perform in China.
Mhm.
So is there anything that you all kind of do to advertise or market to younger audiences, especially those from Chinese descent, so that they can learn more about that history as well, since you can't specifically perform in China?
Yeah, I mean, talking about the young people in America or outside of China?
Yeah, just kind of anywhere, young people
Mhm.
anywhere.
Yeah, yeah. They are actually trying to do that. You see, the social media users are mostly younger people, like your college students, high school students like you get. They are the heavy users of. I'm doing some research on that too. I think young people, for people like me, I probably use Twitter or X more, or Facebook more. But for younger people, I think they use Facebook and Instagram more. You see, the different social media type have the channels have different target audience. Yes, they are working hard to get younger people involved, interested. And the audience, yeah, they have people kind of people old, young and old from all professions. Because they are using and there's no speak or conversation in the performance show. There's a music and there's a dance and there's a singing. So like the sopranos, like Dr. Williams, and then the tenors, they are singing. And you basically you just got to enjoy, appreciate the artistic form, the dance, the music is universal. You don't even need to worry about language barriers. No, nothing like that. They have English narration, the MCs in English, so have no problem understand. And for people who have never experienced cultures from ancient China or from Asia, this is a great opportunity.
Thank you.
Sure.
Any other questions before I have mine? Any of the students?
Okay. Don't be shy.
Okay.
I just still early in the morning.
So my question is, in light of recent controversies surrounding the ballet, there's been like a few articles about lawsuits and,
Right.
on TikTok, there's like a whole trending movement about what's happening. How
Yes.
does the company respond to such negative feedback or dealing with such legal cases or, because we know that they are allegations, and
Right.
obviously it is in litigation.
Yeah.
But how does one combat that? Because do you think that there's like a decline in ticket sales due to the recent controversies that have came out?
I don't think there is a decline. There's still like the show we had, there are a lot of sold out in full house performances, right? Especially in France. Now, there's a group in France, they're doing really well. And they have all the tickets sold out like weeks, months beforehand. As to the allegations, the lawsuits, I think in my observation, some of them have the Chinese Communist government in the behind. One of the person who sued the group, performing group, was the guy that took the couple actually. They went to China. They went to China and you have some good time there, I guess, And then they came back and they start to accuse the former employer. And they're saying, "Oh yeah, they make us work too hard. It was so much pain in doing doing the training or the rehearsal or I mean, our all artist groups, are like that. If you look at the ballet companies, we have ballet dancers. My daughter was a little ballet dancer, ballerina when she was little. I mean, it hurts your feet and it hurts there is a physical movement there. So there's no pain, no gain, basically. It's not that they're torturing you. It's because in your artistic pursuit, you're going to endure some uh, physical. I would say that you're gonna be tired. You're gonna be exhausted. You may fall. You may get yourself hurt somewhat, right? But that's just part of the nature of the trade or the arts, right? And that's what they were accusing of. That's ridiculous. If you look at all the ballet schools or ballet companies, our artistic performing arts groups, they're all like that, right? And the other reason they were accusing was like it's just baseless. To me, it's just baseless, And remember the the Falun Dafa or Falun Gong, the meditation, the cultivation practice I was mentioning. I'm a practitioner. I practiced meditation in Falun Dafa for 27 years, 25, 27 years. Yeah. I'm very healthy. See, in the past 25 years, I have never had a need to see a doctor or had taken any medicine. That's just how good this thing is. It's a good meditation for your mind and body. So I do that. I do that meditation every day. You know, and it's a great meditation. I want you to explore that. It's called falundafa.org. FALUNDAFA.org. Yeah. I guess Dr. Williams is going to make this video available for you guys after
Yes,
class. Right?
they will.
Yes, yeah. And please, thank you. And you just go to falundafa.org. You can download everything, the teachings, the training, the videos, audios, everything is free. We just follow the principle of truthfulness, compassion, and tolerance. That's it. You be always truthful, always nice to other people, and tolerate if your vested interest is infringed upon or somebody hurt you a little bit, maybe by accident. So think about that. If we can all can practice truthfulness, compassion, and tolerance, our world will be a much better place. That's all they believe. Yeah, I believe what I believe. All practitioners believe, right? But that is persecuted in China, persecuted by the Chinese Communist government because they don't want people to believe in gods, in Buddha, or in Taoist, in higher level beings, in creation, creator. So that's why they persecute in China, because they show the practice in China, and they extend their persecution to America. I think those people, those lawsuits is frivolous, baseless, and there's the Chinese government is behind that. I think soon the Americans will see through that. It's not affecting Shen Yun performing Shen Yun shows.
Thank you for that. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, obviously there were no performances.
Yeah.
Would you be able to tell us how was the Shen Yun Ballet able to still operate? Because they were still able to maintain some of the income that they had from the previous tours.
Hmm.
And it seems like it's like bigger now, like bigger and better than ever now.
Yeah.
So do you know like some of the strategies that they use to maintain those funds?
That's interesting. I'll be honest, I don't know too much about that. I do know, remember, I think it's 2019, that's when the COVID started, 19, right? And a lot of shows were canceled. A lot of shows canceled. And I think they had to give the credit back or the money back or give credit. And then during that time, I think they offer some like online
Yes, they
videos.
did have the like the on-demand where you could watch the
Yeah,
performances online.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They have that, and they have the remember the branding brand extension I talked about. They have Shen Yun 作品, the Shen Yun creation, the different channels. They did offer some of that, but that's not probably not enough to make up for the loss, right? And but as soon as this thing's over, they resumed, and now it's doing really well. Yeah, I think that's a challenge to everyone, all the businesses, all the performing arts group. Yeah, think about that. I mean, if it's locked down, you cannot perform. I mean, that's that's terrible. Yeah, I'm glad it's over now. So
Yes. And so you mentioned about door-to-door canvassing.
yeah.
Um, Given the political climate that we're in right now, do you
Mhm.
think that there would be a fear of some of the volunteers maybe not wanting to do door-to-door canvassing, just given what's happening in our world today?
The meditation is apolitical, but even though they're facing political persecution back in China, but here, of course, it's a free country. You can practice in it. It's apolitical, and the performing arts is apolitical. And for our volunteers, they just regardless of the political affiliation or attitudes of the people, everyone loves, people from left and right, they all love arts, right? If it's a dance, it's a classic Chinese dance, it's dancing and singing, and it's a beautiful shows, all people love it. Yeah. The, I don't think that's probably has nothing to negative to impact on the performers or the proportional groups. Yeah, that shouldn't have anything.
Awesome. And my final question, if anyone else does not have questions,
Mhm.
in order to appeal to a younger audience, what do
Mhm.
you think would be some strategies besides social media that the Shen Yun Ballet might incorporate in the future?
I think one way you can do this probably to have us. I mean, maybe our success to Shen Yun, or Shen Yun may use a suggestion. They may have a special performance just for students. I think that'd be nice. Sometimes you have because students don't have money, right? The students have money and they love arts, they love arts, they love performance. If there's a way for them to arrange to have a group discount for just for students, I think that would be great. Or teacher-led student groups. I think that could be a good way. I'll pay, maybe Dr. Williams, you can talk to Linda, see if you can get your whole class, get a student discount or something from
I
them.
would love to do that, but it happens during spring break, so most of our students are away.
Oh,
Yeah,
during spring
but I
break.
think
Okay.
that if,
Hmm.
there could be some sort of collaboration process in the sense of the performances are happening before
Hmm.
spring break or after,
Right, right.
it probably would be easier to do because, I mean, we also have the Darla School of Business.
Hmm.
So it wouldn't just be, the School of Music, it would be like an entire partnership, I think. That would
I
be
see.
great.
I see. I see. Yeah, to target the young people or to reach young generations, yeah. Um, it is, I can't think of any other ways, better ways. And I guess, using social media is the channel to reach them, get a message through. But in order to have them to go to purchase ticket because of the income, issue, I think maybe a group tickets for a student for educational discount is probably a good way to have.
Well, thank you so much. Does anyone else have any questions before we end? All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Shea. You've
Sure.
definitely given us so much perspective on the Shen Yun Ballet. I know most of the students have seen the advertisements, but had no idea what it was about. And, it's very fascinating to learn about their marketing strategies. And, the goal of this is for students to learn what those strategies are and see how they can also implement them, whether they work at a arts organization or some of them are artists themselves, how they can also utilize those strategies.
Yeah.
So thank you so much once again.
Well, it's my honor. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. And please send me the recording.
Okay, I will. Thank you. Okay. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Yeah. Have a
Bye.
good day.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
You too. Thank you. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Williams, for this opportunity. And yeah, yeah. So, and I guess, if you get time, I would strongly recommend you take a look. You can
Yes,
love
I'd
it.
love to see the performance. Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
All
great.
right. Thank you.
Nice
Take
knowing
care.
you. Thank you. You too. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.